When I first got into Kickstarter, it was in part because I was hearing about companies that were putting out some amazing products through there. Companies such as Reaper Miniatures with their Bones line, and CMON, or Cool Mini or Not, and their Zombicide game, which was a decent game, but came with a lot of cool miniatures to paint. And so that was exciting. And so I dove into Kickstarter. I'm not going to lie, I backed some good ones. I backed some real stinkers. And I have a couple that I will probably never ever see. Luckily, that's a very small number. But I will say it began a trend of me always backing, or not always, but a lot of times I will at least give a look to games from CMON. I don't back all of them, but a lot of them, as I said, have become some of my favorites. Things like Blood Rage, I enjoy. Rising Sun, excellent. Well, recently I've been hearing some problems about CMON, and that's a bit alarming. What makes it more alarming, this large stack of boxes here behind me from CMON. Board games, role-playing games, assembling and painting models and miniatures. These are my hobbies. I'm Howard the Blues, one half of the popular podcast Beer, Blues, and BS. And now join me as I rebuild my cave of one. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Howard's Cave of Wonder. This is not the video that I was originally working on to put out next. What I've been working on is a video about groundskeeping, which is a term I learned from the D6 generation. Basically, the idea of organizing your game in the box so that you can quickly get it out, get the game set up, and get to playing it faster. It's kind of organizing that. It's a fun concept. I've been working on that. I've been shooting some B-roll over on this table as I've been working on a couple of projects. But something came up, and it was enough for me to jump into it. It started with me seeing a lot of videos criticizing CMON, Cool Mini or Not. And it had really to do with their shipping rates that they announced that came out with the Pledge Manager. So the Pledge Manager for their latest Kickstarter, their 50th Kickstarter, which was Zombicide Marvel Heroes, came out. And I actually did a video on that. And I said it was kind of an expensive game. No idea that all of a sudden it was going to come out, and the shipping rates in many cases are double or even more than double what was originally quoted in the project. And that has got a lot of people upset. You can learn a whole lot more about that. There are plenty of videos. They've been popping up into my YouTube feed for a while now. So you can find those. If you want to know more about the shipping's drama, go check those out. I'm not here to duplicate that. What I'm here to really talk about, and what worried me, and so I thought I would include you guys in on this, is that there were some reports that CMON, in their attempt to make more money, have cheapened some of the products that they're going with, and things like the inserts to games. And there have been a lot of complaints about this guy, Marvel United X-Men, and that pieces were arriving broken and damaged and all of that. Now, I have yet to have a chance to go through this or this other stack here, which is Massive Darkness 2 from CMON. So I need to go through these, and I need to make sure everything's okay, and or at least in a level that I can live with. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. I'm going to clean up the game that I had kind of in pieces over here quick, but then we're going to basically do an unboxing as we look for damage, and hope that everything turns out all right. So that's what we're going to do here. And as I said, if you want more videos about the shipping controversy with CMON, all that, go scour YouTube. You'll find it. I mean, even Tom Vassell of the Dice Tower did a 1-hour special about shipping rates and all that. So it's out there. You can find that content. You don't need to hear about it from me. No. So let's get to unboxing some stuff. All right. So here we go. Going to start. I'm starting with Massive Darkness 2 because the rumor that I had heard in the video was that it was that the Marvel United X-Men was the one that had most of the problems. But we'll start here with this big bad boy, and just open it up. So this is the first of 2 big boxes for Massive Darkness. But I had backed Massive Darkness 1 because I loved the miniatures for it. I love that I could play it with Black Flag. So I guess we get to start with the big guy. The Demon Dragon. So on the outside, looking at it, box seems to be okay. I'm gonna grab. I don't really like using that scissor. So I have a X-Acto knife with a dull blade. So let's just put it along there. And here we have a cultist leader, some cultist minions, and then this fantastic demon dragon. I know Massive Darkness 2, I was looking forward to. It looked like they had really done some work on updating the gameplay on, which I appreciate. But I was a little bit worried. Interesting. Okay, so they have a little flyer thing that sits on there that's kind of the same. Interesting. Part of what made this interesting is I liked Massive Darkness figures. The gameplay was just kind of okay. Let's open it up. Again, we're just really kind of doing a quality check, make sure everything is all right. So there's our rules and quests. There's our tokens, our boards. It's on there. So getting back to that groundskeeping discussion, I'll have to find out. That cards seem to be okay. Toss this out. Cultists look fine, so they're all there. They seem to be a-okay. I'm not gonna quite open this all the way up, so I sorry, but let's see. But also because they have taped on the bottom here. But just looking at it through the plastic, our dragon looks fine. He looks good. Looks awesome. So, hey, 1 box down, 1 box complete. No damage. No damage. So, that's a good start. It means we're so far moving in the right direction. Alright, let's look around in here next. We have the 4 Horsemen expansion, which appears to come, in this case, with 4 Horsemen. Again, I said I love the models. Well, I understand they're many are not models. They're not like super quality. I mean, they are what you kind of pay for with these. But I do love some of the design work stuff. That to get rid of. So open it up. Okay, we've got our rules and quests book. Again, some more interesting tokens and such. Some tiles. Here we go. Their cards. So those will be fun to look through eventually. But I'm not opening up in that. Again, I'm just really looking to see, did everything make it okay? Is there anything I need to be real worried about? So here's Plague, which is my favorite of these Four Horsemen figures. I mean, there's a little, well, I don't know if that's, yeah, maybe a little warpage on the bow, but not. What about, oh, that's good. Well, he's looking good. That one was death. I believe this one is war. And this one was famine. So, yeah, just really nice. Nice figure. I'm sorry, I'm not really set up for really showcasing these off. But, yeah. I love how this one looks like a rhinoceros. But honestly, one of my favorite parts of that figure. So, all right, this box, fine. So far, we're not having any problems. And then again, I wasn't expecting problems with Massive Darkness. I was expecting it with X-Men. Okay, I'm going this one next. So this is Heavenfall, which was one of their big expansions, if I recall. It's been a while since the campaign. And I will say, I was actually kind of worried that I wasn't going to, or thought I was going to have problems with getting Massive Darkness 2, because we had learned that we were moving, we had our new address, but the pledge manager was already locked. So I was afraid I was like, are we going to get this? Because it was locked to the old address. But everything worked out. Okay. Heavenfall. Being a campaign, I'm expecting a lot more stuff here. So again, starting off, rules. So let's throw that in there. Here we have our tiles, our boards. Look at that. It just looks fun. Okay, we got cards, dice, more. I think cards for the game. And it looks like there are spaces here so that we could, in theory, put everything back in here the way it's supposed to go. Let's see if we can get it. Close that up. Take the dice out. Because, sure enough, I'm going to find this back in the box. And let's take a look. So these are angels and some of the monsters associated around them, which is good to look at. These guys are easily could have broken parts, but so far, looking at them, I mean, they look good. They look fine. So yeah, even that spear, which could easily be a breaking point, looks good. Yeah. Looks fine. Got the little guy angels. Those all look to be just fine. Look at this guy. There are parts of this that are going to be a pain in the butt. This is a terrible seam line back here that I'll have to work through. But I mean, overall, that's just a cool miniature. And then look at this thing. Wow. Again, I can see some spots where the joins are not super great, which is sad. And even a little snake head back here. So there'll be some work to do on it, but I mean, it's an awesome looking model. At least it's so much fun. Over there in here. Okay, so those models all look good. Now for the super annoying part, which is always getting it back in the box. And if you're wondering about paint scheme, my general policy with it tends to be, if it's for a game, like a particular board game, I always kind of follow the directed scheme. Makes it easier for when you're trying to find pieces and such. Okay. Probably the weirdest expansion that was in this Kickstarter, the Massive Darkness Rainbow Crossing pack. Bringing out people's love of My Little Pony and Care Bears in a very twisted way. There's some people who didn't like it because it was too cutesy looking. For what they thought was grim, supposed to be kind of a grim fantasy setting. I just look at it and go, oh, it just looks good. So, okay. Let's take a look. Rainbow Crossing. Got the rule books. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh. It's everything you want. Ridiculous, like cutesy, and yet very dark at the same time. It like reminds me of the Princess and Mr. Whiffle from Pat Rothfuss, which if you have not read, that you should. So we got some fun items, some cards. Now this box almost seems bigger than it needs to be, and I understand why it is. It's because of the big guy. But looking in here, I'm not going to necessarily open this one up, but everything seems fine. We have our ponies, our cherubs, our leaders. Oh, good. No same damage. Protector thing, and then here he is, the big bad of this, Hug Bear, which is just wonderful. Just wonderful. He's going to be fun. Fun to paint. Especially, Massive Darkness kind of has a bit of a cutesy side to it. Well, not cutesy. A very graphically animated style. There's kind of the color version. But, I mean, when you look at all the art style, it's very cartoony, very blocky. And such. Will I try and replicate that? I don't know. All right, one big box done. Let's get the next one. Oh boy, this jumbo stuff. Okay, so the first thing is we have the all-in sleeve box, which comes with this cartridge. So this is all the sleeves supposedly to sleeve the game. We don't need to really go through that. I did went with that because sleeves are good. I like to sleeve games. I like them last. We have dice. As I said, I tend to, on these Kickstarters, go for extra dice because you need them. There's that. This is some of the terrain pack. So this is all chests and pillars. That up. So, yay, chests, pillars. I actually have painted up a lot of this for the first Master Darkness, although I found all the treasure chests here lately and was like, oh yeah, let's work on that. So those all look to be okay. Okay. You can actually see down here. More dice. Okay. So this is another one of the 3D packs. This is the Hellscape pack, so it has portals, bear traps, fountains, forges, and spike traps. So, looks pretty nice. Rain is always easy to do. But that all looked good. I don't see any rippage there. And this one is Doors and Bridges. Look at those things. Again, I don't see any breakage even on the spiky bits, so that'll be cool. I did manage to, as again, I painted up the bridge, pillars, and the doors for the first Mass Effect, or first Massive Darkness. So, okay, what else do we got here? So part of the all-in I went in for was this token chest that should hopefully hold all of my tokens, so that makes the setup faster. I'm always about good fast setup. What do we have here? Yes. So this was a tile pack that came with an additional quest, so I picked that up. Quest of Crystal and Lava. So grab that. I'm not going to open that because again, I'm not really worried about that so much being damaged as some of the figures. This was the Kickstarter upgrade pack. So one rulebook, campaign cards. So basically, this was meant to upgrade the original game, which I have, to second edition, which I was all for. So I have all of the first edition. Why not get second edition? And then this is the Zombicide Fantasy crossover pack, which allows you to move the main characters and such from Zombicide, Black Plague, and Green Horde into Massive Darkness and vice versa. So it's not all of Massive Darkness or not all of Zombicide and such, because again, how do you create this for when people maybe can get all the stretch goals and such? So again, don't need to open that. It's mostly just cards and such. Oh, let's start with this. The Death or Darkbringer pack. So this was all of the Kickstarter exclusive strict ones. You can see all of the monsters and such that should be in here. So this should be mostly what we're looking for, which is just figures. So again, got some rules. Hey, we got a storage compartment sheet. Always great, so you can put these things back. And we got all of our boards, tokens, and pieces. Oh, look at that. Winter. Our cards. All there. Open. I can already see that we got some miniatures floating around in there, so I'm gonna try. Again, they've taped the sides of these. So we'll take the one up and let's start right here. Yeah, this guy's got a little moved around, but I'm not seeing anything. Gosh, this Kickstarter was so long ago, I don't even remember this guy. I don't even know if he's supposed to have legs. He's just kind of like, he doesn't have legs. Okay, cool. So, those all look good. Next one, yeah, a little bit of rock and roll, but our snake people, our nagas and such all look good. Our heroes look good. No breakage there. Alright, so those guys will make the trip just fine, which is good. It's kind of what we want. And we have a big guy here. Man, look at that scorpion. One thing I will say about Massive Darkness is why I backed it, even though I didn't. I got Massive Darkness the table not much because kind of some of the rules in the first one were wonky. That's why I absolutely love this game, or backed this, is because of models like this. Charon just looks fantastic. Even the big Hades is amazing. This Griffin, yes. I can get back in his spots. Ups and fun. There's this big scorpion. Look at that thing. Okay. Little cards. Big cards. So that's the Hellscape box. Not the Hellscape, the Dark Bringer. There's a lot of little guys here. We'll get to them. But now I got the other big one, which is the main box. Hellscape is the core set. I know some people weren't super thrilled about the Hellscape kind of setting that this one got, but I don't know, doesn't bother me. Okay, so big chunk and roll book, big tray guide, and then lots of tokens and pieces because this is the main game. So there's our card set. Oh, this is fun. There's a dead bug in my edition. Yeah, there he is. I don't know if you can see him on my hand there. Yeah, little dead bug. So toss you in the trash. So I can already see that we've had some pieces go flying a bit with this. So let's just set this aside for just a sec. We got dice bags, trays, more tiles, more dice, more rings, more of those pieces there. Again, I am mostly worried about the minis. I will say just feeling these trays and such, they do feel kind of flimsy and such. Really far more flimsy than what we've seen in the past. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. And enough. All enough of the tape on them. Let's pull the first lid off. Okay. So, as I said, it's clear we've had some wobbliness up there. I see maybe a couple of bent swords, but not, I think that's going to have some of that. Those all look fine. The next wave of stuff looks good. One guy kind of in there a little wonky, but otherwise, angels and such fine. This is a weird tray cover. Open those up. Those guys all look pretty good as well. I've not seen any broken pieces or anything like that. So, good. Good. That's what we want to see. A tray system that I don't know that I would ever be able to figure out. Everything looks to be in order. Yeah. Except when you try to get it in the box. Okay, main game, we're okay. But so far, we're doing pretty well. And not that I was expecting a ton of game damage. Again, with Massive Darkness. That was not the one that I was concerned about. So far, we seem to be okay. Oh boy, obviously this game is massive. They meet. Okay, so let's look at some of these. So we're going to try and go a little bit faster and get to the next game. Okay, so this is War of Souls enemy box. So one of the nice things, they did these nice kind of mobs boxes. There's some cool things. Banshee, Storm Elementals, tokens. I don't know if I really like those being loose because, boy. But a quick look. Yep, all those seem to be in place and in order. Again, I'm not going to pull them all out because Simon has taped them all in. So those are annoying. Gates of Hell. It's filled with shadow demons, little statues, and their servants. Cards and such. Quick look. Yeah. Everybody looks fine. Looks good. Won't like these loose floating tokens. Now, I will say that I will probably, when I work on this, I will probably shrink this down a little bit, just because really these are large boxes for what's in them. One of the videos I did see talking about shipping and such, one of the things that they talked about was that companies like to try and make these boxes bigger than they need to be because it makes us feel like we're getting more in them even though there's not as much in them. If that makes sense. The idea that, the bigger the box, the more we're like, ooh. So again, such. So this is the Fey Folk box, which had potential for broken stuff, but everything seems fine and dandy in there. So we're looking good. Some cool figures. I could see the point that the commentator was making, and I do think that that's probably actually a fairly accurate statement that you're trying to build or make this look like this is a decent expansion when really, you have 12, 13, 14, 15 figures on some cards and some tokens. It's really not a lot. Okay, then we have 3 of these. These are the battle boxes, as I call them, where you had a new class versus a new enemy type or a new boss. In this case, this is Druids versus Beelzebub, which comes with 2 Druids, some animal forms that they change into, and Beelzebub. Who's this kind of cool moth-like guy. So there's some minions in there. Airboard for the Druids, some tokens, there's Beelzebub's card, character cards for the Druids, gear, and the figures. And that all looks good. I will say, I do want to try and get this one to the table, because I think it's going to play well, truthfully, with kind of my group. Especially because it's kind of like your class, but there's a bit of a mini game to it. It's cooperative, which does play well. Monks and Necromancers versus Paragon. I might start them out more on the basic Massive Darkness quest, because, demons and such, post that as such. But Paragon versus Necromancers and Monks, which is cool that you can play as a Necromancer. I know if I recall from the campaign, this game also got some critiques for some of the character design. That's all. Yeah. Don't really want to push tokens out quite yet. Yeah. They all look fine and good and healthy. Yeah, the fact that like this witch girl was considered a necromancer, I think people are like, what? She doesn't look like a necromancer. Looks more like a witch. So she can't show, make everybody happy. All right, last box of Massive Darkness. Bards and Tinkerers versus Metal Angel. So slippery guys. So the tokens, game boards, cards. Yeah, so like here, I mean, really that's 4 miniatures in here for everything that is. Yeah, his bow looks a little warped, but again, yeah, I expected. So, all right, so Massive Darkness, we seem to have come through just fine. The last thing that kind of came with it is this, and I'll open it up. This is the Game Journal Quest Organizer. Really what it is. It's a big acrylic card deck for you to organize the quest of the game. And keep everything organized in such a way. The thing about it is, it's too big for the box, so I'm gonna have to kind of keep this as a separate piece. And then anytime I want to play the game, I'll have to reorganize everything into there. So that is what that is. All right. So we made it through Massive Darkness. Here it comes. X-Men P9. And you can see why there's sort of concerns. The box is pretty broken up there. Pretty shredded there. So. Let's see. So much freaking tape on this thing. So here we see the main packing. I want to start down on this end since this is the end that kind of had all the damage to it and such. Let's see. So this is just the plastic token set. This game, Marvel United did really well for my family, so we went with a plastic set. I usually skip this, but I think it's a game that's going to get played a lot. So just pile by my foot there. So here's our. Oh, this is the cardboard villain dashboards. So I went for this upgrade because if you played Marvel United, and it's a fantastic game, but the villains come with these super, super flimsy dashboards that I just don't know why they didn't make them a nice piece. So anyway, box is already ripping. So I went and got this upgrade, which brings the dashboards into nice cardboard. It was that cool, so that's kind of a weird one. Those are bigger monsters. Let's flip. Let's try to get one classic villain out. So maybe show you. So here we have Dark Cyclops, and his stuff. Again, it's just a nice looking board. So those seem to be okay. Notice that the box is a little beat up, but that's just a flat. So, yay. So far, we're in the area that the damage was, but and I can just show this off. This is the cardboard locations, because again, same reason. Why not have nice beefy cardboard? That was one of the nice parts of the last Kickstarter. Okay, X-Force box, you seem fine. Up, we have little information booklets. Yeah, these guys seem fine so far. Cannonball, I mean, he's got some spiky bits, but those all look good. Yeah, they seem fine. So I showed you that. So you can see this is the regular board, and it's very thin and such compared to the others. But yeah, it's kind of how I expect it to be. So again, I'm not going to do all of like the gamekeeping that's needed to be done. Maybe there'll be a future video about that. In general. So far we're good on the box that looks like let's see better days. Alright. So this is then the classic villain dashboards, because that was an option. Okay, no, let's load this. Okay. Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So I will say, like, the X-Men, like, I was excited to get the X-Men characters from Marvel United. I like the X-Men. I'm not a huge fan of, like, all X-Men, but at least got the ones I wanted. So there's the rulebook, their special board, which I, again, have now in a nice hardcore version. The location tiles. Yeah, I can see kind of why some people might complain, because this stuff is kind of loosely floating compared to that last one. But cards. Angel looks fine. Yeah. I do love the chibi style figures. They will be something fun to paint up. I'm not gonna lie. I guess one of my general kind of feelings about Simon's stuff. I love their sculpts and such. I love to paint. And honestly, I understand they will never do it, because why would you? Man, if they ever just want to do a Kickstarter that was like the best of their sculpts, painters version, I'd be all over that. Because there are definitely some figures and such from their past games where I might have like loved the figures, but like the gameplay itself, I just couldn't find. The Others is a great example of that. That was even though I hear later it was a fantastic game. All right, Phoenix 5. So again, you got the cardboard one, so it replaces these guys. Tray. There's our cards, such. Our heroes. Again, our miniatures look fine. So yeah. So far, I seem to have been getting pretty lucky. As I said, I know I had heard in some reports of people having some issues with this game and how it was delivered and condition, and so far, I seem to be lucky. Ah, the Sentinels. Lovely. Cover all that on this one. Okay. And we got Sentinel markers. Oh. So this has Old Man Logan as a figure. We can bring him in and maybe do that. So there's Old Man Logan. Really, the reason you get these are for these guys, the Sentinels. Those are awesome figures. Good fine too. So far, Howie is lucking out. He's got some. Okay, last one in this box, which was the box that's seen the most damage. It's X-Men First Class. So first group of X-Men. This is Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. Again, rule book, token set cards, all of that. Again, we're looking to see everything okay. Everything seems okay. One of the cards kind of placed, but figures and everything seem good. Oh, look at the beefy boy there. Look at there's a couple small things down here. Oh, so these are some of the exclusives. It was Old Man Logan and Storm. And so it's one hero, 12 cards in here. We'll open these. I'm furious. Well, there's Old Man Logan. He seems to be okay. There's Mohawk Storm. And she's fine too. So far, we're doing well. I'm going to start down on this end because these are some of the boxes I really wanted to be excited about. This first one is the Deadpool expansion, which adds Deadpool to the game along with Lady Deadpool, but also Bobby Hydra. It also, though, makes Deadpool a villain and a challenge. Deadpool was one of the ones that people were really wanting. Madhouse. Those tiles. Interesting, you notice that these cards end up like in different spots almost every single time I open these. So there's the Deadpool cards. There's this little tracker piece, which was just kind of loosely floating that are there now, but yep, characters seem to be in good shape. Okay. Gosh, this guy's gonna be a beast. Let's just get it out. Oh. So this is all of the promo figures. All the extra stretch goals that they unlocked. As you can see, a lot of heroes, a lot of villains, and a lot of the in-betweens. There are some of my favorites are in here. There's also a lot in here that I'm kind of like, meh, box and box. So down here we have all of the tokens, villain cards, player cards, all of that. So all of that is in here. This box feels like it's pretty stable, pretty sturdy so far. Looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any that I'm going to gosh. So here's what's interesting. You seem to be missing two. So those are the spaces for Mohawk, Storm, and Old Man Logan. So not missing two, just Had not seen that. So, all right, got a lot of painting to do. I've been working on chibi art style. Put that there. All right, the Fantastic Four. So Super Skrull and Doctor Doom and the Silver Surfer and of course the Fantastic Four. Yeah, new tokens, cards, all that. And yep. They all are. Again, they all look just fine. So far, we've had nothing broken, nothing to worry about. 3 boxes to go. But I think we're in the clear. As I said, this box was not as beaten up as the other one. This is the X-Men Gold Team. Sebastian Shaw's the villain in it, but it has Archangel, Bishop, Colossus, Iceman, and Ford. Now, some of these were supposedly with exclusive figures, and it just kind of makes me go, man, if you didn't get them, then yeah. Again, not as much in the box. That guy stuff. Purple and blue rings. But yeah, everybody's looking fine. Archangel looks fine. Colossus looks fine. Yeah. I do need to play more Marvel United. Super, super fun game. Super chill game. Super difficult game the other on too. But the only reason it hasn't probably got to the table more is because I tend to play with 6. Okay, so this is the blue team, which has Rogue, Psylocke, Jubilee, Gambit, Banshee, and Mr. Sinister as the villain. You can see Jubilee has moved a bit, but that's about it. Yeah, everybody seems, again, just absolutely fine. So, man, if I was hoping that there was drama for this video, I failed in that regard. A little bit better than Frenchy, but all right, the last one. Here we go. The main game. I know this says 14 plus, but for those who have kids, no, you could play with younger easily. All right, here we go. Free CMON content. All right, hey, anybody who wants to grab that, yours to get. Go for it. Rule book. All of our tokens. Here. Right. Then, cards seem fine. Cube seems fine. Those are cards, so they should be good. And how are our mutants doing? I mean, I can see a little bit of like damage on this here. Sorry, I know I said this looks fine when I immediately saw this. You can see where there's some bending on this card. This is the villain dashboard, just the general one. It's not the biggest deal, but it's, I can understand how people, especially if this is your first time with the product, you might not be happy about that. But the figures and such look good and okay. I love this style with the tray a little bit more, where it's just a little bit more action-packed. More like it can showcase it all. All right. And there you have it. I've gone through both Massive Darkness and I've gone through Marvel United X-Men, and I mean, a little bit here and there, but not as bad as what I'm seeing. People were calling for massive refunds, where people were really calling out CMON about the quality of stuff. I don't see it. Maybe I was just one of the lucky ones and all my stuff came in just fine. But it's all right. As for my future with CMON, I know a lot of people are feeling burnt about the whole shipping stuff with Zombicide Marvel Zombies. And I get it. You know, I don't know. I don't know how much more I will back with CMON. I kind of feel like the old game room is getting a bit full, and yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see how my kids grow up and what they want to play and what makes it to the table for them. So this is probably my last big CMON haul for a while. But I'm okay with that. Again, I have no reason to be meh about the company, but I can understand where a lot of people are upset, and especially that shipping thing. You gotta tell people about that. You can't just drop the bomb on people and not expect reactions. So that's it for me. Thanks for tuning in. I hope some of you found this interesting. I know this wasn't like a true unboxing, and I didn't go through everything. I was trying to keep this video to manageable, which I think I did okay with. So, but you heard the buzzer. I guess my time is up. I got to go do other things because it's the weekend, and I've enjoyed this chunk of time I've had, kidless, wifeless, with involved not running errands. I should enjoy it a little bit. Actually, I need to go. I have a meeting in Medora, so I guess that's it. For now, thank you for tuning in. Always appreciate everybody who checks out these Howard's Game of Wonder videos, and if you want more interesting and entertainment, if you want to hear my discussion about shipping, because I'm going to talk to Kidder about it in an upcoming episode, stay tuned in to the main show, Beer Blues MPS. With that, I'm Howard Blues, and we'll catch you down here in the cave again next time.